Alrighty, that was Why Can't I Be by The Cure. But coming up next, we have a local musician in the station. We have Mandolyn from the band Mandalyn and the Hunters. And we're going to hear something off of her recent release, and then we're going to talk to her a little bit. So coming up is Baby on the Run by Mandolyn and the Hunters.
You on your knees, begging for your life in a bloody sea. When God sang it, I believe he said it best. The thunder gonna roll in the deep Midwest. She finally realized, looked into his eyes, cocked the trigger back, blew him away that night. And now she's on the run. Moonlight, she became a wife, got a pretty little baby now by her side. In town, she's the girl next door. Nobody knows what she had done years before. Still, she got a suspicious mind. The woman down the street done caught her eye. Now she's gonna take a stand, 'cause she'll be damned if another woman takes her man. When God sang it, I believe he said it best. The thunder rolls again in the deep Midwest. She poured the gasoline, looked into their eyes, sparked up a match, blew up the house that night. Now she got a baby on the run. She never had the best of luck when it came to a man. Hand was dealt to her, but now she understands. The only way to live a life is to do it alone. With a finger on the trigger and a hand on the gun. Whoa, she keep a baby on the run. She keep a baby on the run. She keep a baby on the run. Oh, yeah, she keep a baby on the run. 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 She keep a baby on the run.
All right, that was Baby on the Run by Mandolyn and the Hunters, and we have Mandolyn with us. First, could you guys introduce yourselves and tell us where you're from?
Hi, I'm Mandalyn, and I'm currently living in Hobart.
Hi, I'm Samantha, and I currently am living in LaPorte.
Okay, and then we have Mandolyn, who's a singer, and then could you tell us how you're connected to the band?
I manage Mandalyn in her original music endeavor, Mandalyn and the Hunters, that she's been working on for the past couple years.
All right. Is there anyone else in the band who couldn't be here today?
Oh, yeah, the whole band.
Well, yeah.
They decided to do their Christmas presents to themselves was vacation to Mexico and Disneyland.
Oh, that's cool.
So that they don't come back till like right before we head down to Memphis.
Okay.
So, yeah, we got you got Jim, who's on keys. You got JD, who's our bass. Wes on lead guitar, and then we got Mo on drums.
I know that we heard one of your tracks, but could you describe your band's sound?
It's definitely like blues, but we came into this knowing that we wanted to incorporate all genres that blues has touched in some way or inspired. So we got that country blues, that old school blues, new school blues, southern rock blues, some rhythm and blues, maybe a little bit of jazz coming up, like, because we really want to explore everything that blues has touched, because let's be honest, it's touched every genre out there.
Absolutely.
So why not pay homage to it and continue writing songs based around it?
Definitely. What bands or artists would you say you've drawn the most inspiration from?
Myself. No, I'm not kidding. It's
Okay.
not to sound cocky. It's just like, if there's something I like or something that I hear that other people do, then yeah, I want to say, like, for example, like Mariah Carey when she was doing her whistle notes, like, oh yeah, I wanted to learn how to do that, so I learned how to do that. Or when you would hear Whitney Houston's runs, or you'd hear Billie Holiday and her sultry, like slow groove that she had when she sang, and then you got Big Mama Thornton who's out there, or just like Coco Taylor who's going to be right in your face when they sing. Rest in peace, ladies. But other than that, it's like I always tried to be myself, especially with the writing.
Sure. And then how long have you been with the band The Hunters?
We started this, Sam and I started this project like before COVID. So I didn't get the band together till after COVID.
Okay.
So it's been a slow start, but we're all excited to be together and write together, and we can't wait to get in studio to actually put a full album together as opposed to like an EP.
Yeah.
So I would, let's say what?
With-
Three, with the new lineup, not even a full year because we just added our keyboardist. But the rest of us have been together for a couple years.
Okay. And then what brought the members of your band together?
Me. I got a hold of Mo because I'm like, if there's going to be a drummer who's going to be solid and who's going to know his stuff and he's going to snap when you got to snap, it's going to be Mo Taylor. So then I was talking to Mo, and he brought up JD, who's on bass again, and they play a tribute band together, and I'm like, all right, anybody who knows anything knows the drums and the bass are the back line of the band. So if JD's on board, then we're just going to grab him. Mm-hmm. And he was on board, so we grabbed him. And then, was it you that found Wes? Sam found Wes. And Wes admittedly was like, oh, I haven't played in it forever, but he's totally stepped up to the plate. And, like, every time you see him now, he's like a total monster on the guitar. It's crazy.
He's definitely come a long way.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And then Jim got a hold of us, actually, on our Facebook page, and he saw us at the Griffith Blues Fest. So I'm like, all right, if this is something you're interested in, let's try it out. And then he came to a practice, and we're like, yeah. So that's how that happened.
Very cool. When did you start becoming interested in blues music?
It's not really necessarily when. It's just kind of always been part of the background. I love so many different genres of music. Sam asked me if I'd be interested in going that route, and I was like, yeah, why not? If it fits the vocals, why not?
Yeah.
So,
All right, cool. All right, we're going to hear another song by Mandalyn and the Hunters. This one is called Wrecked. So here we go.
You wrecked my head, then you wrecked my bed. I was found before you, broke all my rules. Lights down low, the music's loud, everybody's staring through the smoke try to deny that what I felt it deep down inside. I let you in, toss my fears in the wind. Gave my trust, gave in to lust, gave all I had, so don't treat me bad. You wrecked my head, then you wrecked my bed. I was bound before you. I broke all my rules. You wrecked my head, then you wrecked my bed. Got the fire in your eyes. Gotta keep you by my side. Gotta keep you Gotta keep you Don't let me down. I'm giving all I have. I'm giving it all to you, baby. Don't do me wrong. I'm counting on you. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm giving my all to you, baby. Giving it all to you, baby. I don't know what I'd do if you ever let me in. I don't know what I'd do. Don't know what I'd do. Don't. You know I'm always gonna need you around. I'm always gonna need you. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna always need you. I'm always gonna need you, babe.
All right, we're back with Mandalyn from Mandalyn the Hunters. That was the song Wrecked. Mandalyn, could you talk to us a little bit about your songwriting process?
I always say that one was written before we went in studio. Like, we were down in Tennessee doing the studio work, and we needed another song, and it was between this song or this one that I was just writing. And I said, hey, I'm gonna finish writing it right now. So that one was finished right before we left the hotel to go to the studio. The Wrecked is about my husband, the way we met. And the Baby on the Run was just something, like, I don't even, okay, let's start over. I don't need to have an experience to write a song. Sometimes I could just write a song. And when I do write them, they don't always come out blues. I have R&B songs I've written, and I have pop songs, and I have very evanescent sounding songs that I have written. I like to call it orchestrated goth because it's very big in orchestra. But I don't know, you just write. I think a lot of people who write songs, like, for example, like Sia, she writes for everybody. You don't even realize how many artists she writes for. And then, of course, she does her own stuff, too. But there's so many writers out there that are just all over the board when it comes to their writing. So I don't know, we just sit down, and sometimes it's like, hey, I came up with this cool riff on the guitar, and then we build a song around that. And And with the Baby on the Run, it was just like me hitting on the keyboard, and it wasn't even anything fancy. It was like bump, daddy addicted to the drink, bump, bump. It was just, that's it. And I bring it to the band, and they blow it out of the water.
And I know a lot of times she says that she forms the songs in her mind, and until she can hear it, she can understand what she wants, and until she's ready to put it on paper, I think I've noticed that with her writing process too. I think sometimes it's helpful,
It is.
for different writers work different ways.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that can teach all kinds of people.
Or everybody can record audio on their phone. Like, if something just pops in my head, I just record it. And I'm like, I'm going to use that later.
Yeah.
Not sure on what, but I'm going to use it later. So,
Okay. I saw in your little package that got sent to me that it says you were classically trained. Could you talk to me about?
oh, that was all throughout high school. We get classically trained. Like, I went to Wheeler, and Miss Hardesty, she did not play around. We were musical theory. We learned how to read music. Then, she took day by day by day, and it was like maybe 2, maybe 3 days a week we were actually singing, because she really wanted us to understand the history behind so many different genres of music. So yeah, she made sure that we knew the classic training, we knew our operatic ranges, and we knew our scales. She was very on top of all of us.
All right, cool. So would you say that your current band is an evolution of past musical projects, or would you say this is something new entirely?
Oh, this is something new completely, entirely, just because my cover band, Naughty, is just covers.
Yeah.
This is all originals. So this is definitely has nothing to do with the cover band. Cover band does. Again, I can't say it enough. I love all different styles of music. So the cover band is all that. The cover band is Motown up to Nicki Minaj and Lady Gaga, everything in between, like Your Heart. And then every once in a while throw in Triumph. And because nobody does Triumph.
I don't know that song.
Triumph is the band, and they were like, think of them like Boston Rush. They were
okay.
the big sounding bands back in the day. And I don't know if you ever heard the song I'm Young, I'm Wild, and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's Triumph.
Okay.
So there you go. And like, just throw a couple songs like that. And the original project, we're sticking mainly to this. So we're not going too far. We're learning a few covers, but we want to get to the point where we can at least do maybe one full set, or at least an hour and a half of originals, and then bring some covers in.
Sure.
Because I know if I go to see a band and I want to hear some covers, is like, as much as I may love that artist, I don't want to hear.
They're fun.
Yeah,
They're fun.
like, I don't want to hear the same thing all night. I'm like, no, I want to hear them cover this because their voice should cover this. So we try to stick to that.
Okay.
And I think on a larger scale, like in the blues genre itself, she is evolutionizing, because a lot of them stick to traditional blues or rhythm and blues, or have a lot of soul. Mandolyn's actually doing a whole combination of country, rock and roll, soul, R&B, jazz, which isn't, we don't have that in the blues side right now, where we have an artist that's writing originals in all different types of blues like that. So I think that's something different that I hope that we can make our mark with too, moving forward and on a national level.
Yeah.
Do you ever, is Naughty still together, or is that project done?
No, Naughty's together.
Naughty's together? Okay.
Yeah, we come back March 1st.
Okay.
I took a break to revamp the band. We had some retire. But when you have musicians that have been with you for almost 15 years, the time just comes to where they retire. But Naughty's my moneymaker. I'm not going to get rid of it until, like, she starts getting us nationally known, or, it's like, all right then.
So we can replace one with the other. in a
Basically,
sense.
but I still got to work.
Plus,
so
Naughty's fun.
yeah.
What are your favorite songs to cover?
Oh, I see. That's always like a weird question, because I don't really necessarily have a favorite. I have songs I can't stand.
Okay, what are some songs you can't stand?
Sweet Child of Mine, but everybody loves it, so we still do it. But or the regular Hit Me With Your Best Shot, and I try to steer away from those songs, because my mentality with the cover band is you have new 21-year-olds every weekend. You have to appeal to the younger crowd
Sure.
coming up, because as long as you're doing this, your older followers are either going to get married, they're going to have kids, they're going to have grandkids, or they're just going to say, I just don't go out anymore. So you have to appeal to the new people coming
Yeah,
out.
you have to stay fresh.
Yeah. So I always like to do the newer stuff, but you always have your standard songs, and anybody in a band listening, they know what your standards are. And it is Your Sweet Child, your You Shook Me, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. And that's because every band knows them. And I don't want that ever for Naughty. So I always I want to do songs that nobody does.
You want the unexpected.
Oh, absolutely.
I like that.
And
Okay.
she's very good at it.
Yeah.
She is.
Like it's
and I'm
it's
not
like
just saying that.
like all over the place, and then other bands will be like, it's cool to see how other bands be like, oh, I didn't think of that song, and they do it, and I'm like, okay, time to drop this song, next one,
Like
because
she
I
does.
don't want to sound like them.
Sure.
So
She does kamikaze karaoke for fun because she likes the challenge of doing things her way.
Oh, yeah.
And her interpretation of a song.
oh, absolutely.
What's kamikaze karaoke?
kamikaze karaoke is if somebody if I were to put a song in for you,
And you
you
just
have
to sing
no
it.
idea what it is
I-
until it pops up.
I do that all the time
Some
with my
people
friends.
call it like suicide karaoke.
Yeah,
too.
I sign my
Like,
friends up for songs, and they're like, "What is it?" I'm like, "I don't. You'll find out. You'll find out."
You'll find out.
That was my whole bachelor party, or my
Really?
bachelor party. Actually, we went karaoke,
Awesome.
and I just picked songs for people.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, so talk to me about your EP. What is it called? Where can you hear it?
Oh, Sam has been working hard, and she worked hard. It's like on all platforms, basically, like Spotify. We're trying to get it on Touch Tunes, but they keep screwing us around. It's like, come on, like there's artists on there that have singles, and you're trying to tell us we have to have a certain amount of songs. Crap. But
It's available all digital platforms.
yeah,
You can,
YouTube.
You can get a physical copy if you go to her website, mandolynmusic.com.
Yeah.
And order it, and we'll mail it out to you.
And well, it's funny because people are like, "Do you have them on you?" I'm like, "No, I have upgraded in the world today. We have a website that sends it to you.
Perfect.
We're cool like that."
And of course, you know, we try to have them at events and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
that
bigger
we do.
events
Yeah.
will definitely have them.
So
Okay, talk to me then about the process of recording that album. Where did you record it? How long did it take? All that jazz.
It was how long? We weren't even like gone for like a full week.
no, it was like you had it done in like 4 days.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is like when you go down to Nashville area and the little surrounding areas, those are like union musicians down there. They do this for a living.
They're pros.
Yeah,
Yes.
they come in never knowing what the song is, never hearing it, and they'll hear it for the first time in studio, and they write their little music charts down. And me, I'm like, it would be like 1 4 to the 5 plus a chair, and there's a basketball in here somewhere, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're doing, but it sounds good, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to hear that. I at least had a copy of Baby on the Run to give them, but when it came to Wrecked, I sang it to them, and they built it around that.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, it's so cool. And then, I mean, I've done that. I've been down in Nashville before and recorded, and it's just awesome. All the studio musicians that just come in, like it's nothing. And then one drummer was like, he's like the bass player of Toto's son.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, I got to go drum at so-and-so in Oklahoma tonight. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're just here in the morning and you're on okay. And then before she passed, Olivia Newton-John's keyboardist was one of the musicians that were in there.
Oh,
It's just
interesting.
like, holy crap. And they're down-to-earth people. None of them think they're better than you. None of them, they're just having normal conversations, talking. And it's just like, it's so cool to be around cool people like that.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, some people have egos and it's icky.
And what had happened was basically she had, decided she wanted to move forward. We wanted to do a testing piece, and it was never meant to be released. The CP was never meant to be released. It was meant to be a promotional tool to then build on an album. And we got with B.B. King's longtime drummer, Tony Coleman, and he produced the EP. He's the one that kind of set the things up in Nashville. And we went down there, and lead guitar was Bart Walker. You hear him on that.
He's so good.
Oh my gosh!
ridiculous.
Like he's actually played with Hank Williams. He has his own band down there. But like she said, a lot of these musicians, Brian Allen, who was on bass, had just done stuff with like I don't even know. It was like,
He's all over the place. Like, he's worked with Miranda.
yeah,
he's
Alison
just
Cross. Like,
yeah,
just
he's a great bassist
Reba.
too.
He's like, oh, I was just with Reba. I'm like, I hate you because I love Reba McEntire. I
I'd be
love
jealous.
her all my life.
If he said
But
that to me standing, I'd kick him in
I
the
was,
shin.
so I was
just
like,
because
Brian, you know, so she really had some quality. I mean, B.B. King, you know, Hank, you see, we're using these names for people that were involved
Sure,
in
yeah.
that project. So, you know, that was very important because the thing is Mandolyn's very powerful and she needs power behind her. And that's why it was important to take time and kind of put the band together. But like she said, we recorded in December of 19. COVID hit. In
Ruined
spring.
everything.
We had a whole plan, a whole get out, and you know, we just decided to go for it and release it anyway in June because that was kind of, everybody was at home and we wanted to put something out there and start, you know, getting her name on that national level. And I mean, it's been really cool. She's still on this EP has over 500 Spotify listeners monthly because of the playlist that she's on. And this is, you know, obviously a few years later, and so we've been building. They've been writing music to
we'll
do
just say
another
it's time.
album.
It's just
Yeah,
time for
new
new music. And I'm like, and we have the new music. It's just basically time to like start saving up and raising money, which I might actually try to do that. Like, just put it out there. Hey guys, we'd like to put an album together. If you'd like to help us do that,
Yeah.
would you please help us do
Sure,
that?
yeah.
You know, like just you never know. I mean, a friend of mine says the answer is always no unless you ask. Mm-hmm. So why not?
Right.
So if we can get like an album together, we want to get about 13, 14 songs written, and then come back and maybe just do 10 on there.
Okay.
Like do the 10 most popular ones that we like, and then we can save these for the next one. Or,
Sure.
Yeah. So
That's a good way to do it.
yeah.
All right. We're going to hear another song by Mandolin and the Hunters, and this one is called I Who Have Nothing.
I who have nothing, I who have no one.
Alrighty. So that was I Who Have Nothing by Mandalyn and the Hunters. While that was playing, they were telling me a little bit about it. Could you tell us a little bit of the history of that song?
Yeah, it was originally written as an Italian song, and it was brought over by Lieber and Stoller. And I've heard it covered a couple times, but I didn't like the way it was covered. I'm like, this has the opportunity to be an amazing song. And so I'm like, guys, let's really make this bluesy. As rhythm and blues as we can. I want an R&B. I want it to sound like something that was on the radio as R&B. And they did it. So again, this is another one in studio. Like, these musicians just come in never hearing this song before, and they just blow it out of the water, and they're amazing. So it was, I think it was like, and I got to think about the year, about to like Google the year that it was written, because that's how old it is.
We got someone on that.
Yeah, we got somebody on it. Sam! But it's just such a pretty song, and I love the way that we did it. And then I heard that there was it America's Got Talent? Somebody on one of those singing shows, she did it. I think Candace Glover, and it kind of had that same vibe to it. So I was like, see? And I didn't hear her version of it until like right before I came into studio. So I'm glad I had her, because I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. This is the vibe I was feeling. And then they were able to go off of that.
Cool.
So originally in Italy, it was 1961, and then Lieber Stoller, and it was performed by a male in the Italian version. And then Lieber and Stoller brought it over in 1963 and had Benny King record it.
I think Tom Jones did it too.
Oh,
I really think he did a version of it.
The one
Shirley
Bassey
Bassey
was 1963. She did it very quickly, obviously, after the other one.
Awesome.
Luther Vandross.
Oh yeah, I could his
hear
was
that.
pretty cool. I can hear him doing that for sure.
All right. Well, coming up next, we're going to talk about the Memphis International Blues Challenge. So tell me a little bit about that and when you'll be competing.
I will probably be leaving either late Monday night or early Tuesday morning, because we have to sign in by like 2:30 at Albert's, right? Did we sign there? I don't know. I have to look at the paperwork, because Alfred's. Why did I say Albert? Anyways, Alfred. Probably because you talked to an Albert. And so we have to sign in at like 2:30, and then I have to go and so we don't know anything about our schedule basically until we sign in. And they're like, oh, okay, well, here's where you perform this time, this is what location you perform at. What they're doing is they have multiple locations that they put like 5 bands up against one another. And it's kind of like a knockout round until you get to the final round. So we're just going to keep going. We get there the 16th, and we got the rental till the 21st. So we're going down there to kick butt and make our name known. But I said, win or lose, I'm staying. I want to hang out and hear everybody, and make sure my mom goes with me because she needs time away. So
That'll be nice.
I'm making her go with me, and then it'll be fun. There's a women's, like a Women in the Blues
Showcase.
little showcase. That's on Thursday, right?
Yep, at Alfred's.
At Alfred's.
On Beale.
And then
This all takes place on Beale Street. So it's put on by the Blues Foundation, bluesfoundation.org. If you guys are interested in going, it's still not too late. It starts Tuesday, where they come in and get everything ready, and then the competition starts on Wednesday. And they perform in 2 rounds, Wednesday and Thursday. And if they make it through there, then they do the semifinals on Friday. And then if they are picked, one band from every location is basically sent to the finals on Saturday, which is at the Orpheum Theater in downtown Memphis.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. It's international, so there's bands from all over that come, over 100 bands that compete.
which is awesome. It's like, of course, who doesn't want to win, but just to be able to hear so many different people is going to be so cool.
And the Blue Steel Blues Society put on a local challenge, and this was their 3rd year they did it, and she won their local challenge. So all of these people who are coming to compete have had to win their local challenge and compete against local bands. So, and they do open that challenge to, we like blues bass, but it's original music that we definitely are going for. But our next challenge will be in September at Leroy's Hot Stuff. So if you follow BlueSteelBluesSociety.org or on Facebook, you can go check it out, and we invite local bands to come compete for their chance to, help fund. We raised $2,400 to get them to Memphis. So, that's what Wdso give prize money and then try to raise more money for them. So, it's definitely something cool that is a little different that people aren't used to.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's from people from, 1 year's winner was from France. So it's just kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Hope that I hope you win, but of course,
Well, of course, we
I
hope we win too. We're like, we're going to win.
And the competition this year is definitely tough. I can say that. The winners that I recognize some of the bands from the national, coming up in the national circuit, and Chicago has a heck of a band coming out to represent them, and so she's definitely in good company, and she can hold her own.
Oh yeah, which is fine with me because, like I said, win or lose, like. I would never want to be in a competition where like, oh, I got this in the bag. No, I want to be worried.
Yeah.
So if they're going to be good, I want to be worried.
Oh, yeah. And there's some real good ones. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it all plays out in Memphis next week.
Sounds awesome. Okay, so beyond dominating the Memphis International Blues Challenge, what are some of the other goals you have from your music career?
I've never really, of course fame is awesome, but it was never all about being like a Beyonce. It was all about just being able to pay my bills doing what I love. So hopefully with Sam and I working together, we can get some national stuff going on. It'll be fun.
Well, and I think that, the thing I've always said with her, and unfortunately in the music business, that would be more of my forte than the artist side. A lot of times it's about politics, and I had to personally learn that.
That's always about politics.
I have a wonderful female musician that is obviously talented, and I'm like, they just got to hear her, but it's about getting it in that place, and I know it's also about the right person hearing it at the right time, but I think our goals are just to keep digging a little bit, see what happens with this challenge, work on a new album, and try to get, like she said, I could see her as a Beyonce, but she's okay with just doing what she loves and making a good, comfortable living and being able to provide for a future for herself.
I don't need millions. I just want to live doing what I love because I think
it happens, great.
Yeah, if it happens, cool. Let's be honest. I probably only allow that to happen for a couple years, and then I'd be like, I'm out. That's two people over here.
People don't realize like how much work it takes for those people that make that much money. So it's a very, very, very 365 days a year life, and
it's cutthroat. It's stressful. Even just on the local end, like a lot of people don't realize just what we do as musicians to put a show together. People think like you get to show up to a bar and a band puts on a show and that's it. No, that's not it. Mm-hmm. We are working throughout the week on top of having our 9-to-5s. We are managing, we're promoting, we're doing it all just on a local level. It's stressful. And so a lot of it is like, I think the most stressful part is knowing how much work you put into it and not getting paid what you should get paid. So
there's always a band in the back that'll take less, And
it's so annoying.
And
it's
that's
like
where our music industry has gone, in a different direction. It's people, willing to take what they're given as to what they're worth, and it affects it all down the line from the bottom lowest paying musician to the top, because
it affects it all.
It's become who can sell more, for me.
I try to stand my ground. I think I do.
I'm convicted.
I am. I'm like, no, because if somebody comes to me for a show, I look, is this a corporate event? I want to know about your company. Or if it's a venue, I look at your drink prices. I look at your food prices. I look at, are you charging a cover? I look at your own personal crowd. Don't ask me how many people I'm going to bring, because it's not just my job.
Sure.
It's your job as well. You should have your own in-house crowd, and then you should hire bands that are going to keep your in-house crowd there. As well as it's my job to bring people too. I get it. We in order for us to work together, it needs to work together. We have to work together. But so I stand my ground on it, and it's like if I know you're charging $10-15 a drink, and like say a couple would come to your place and they would spend over $100 on just them, don't ask me to come in for $50 a man. It's not going to happen. I will laugh in your face because
The proof's right there.
yeah, it's right there that you make the money,
Right.
so you should be paying your entertainment properly.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to hear another song this one's called I Feel Like Breaking Up Someone's Home. So check this one out and we'll be right back.
Should know that was just a cover.
Lying around home alone on a rainy night like this, starving for your love, hungry for just one kiss. Every drop I hear against my window pane speaks so loud and clear, Lord, it spells out your name. Got nowhere to turn, I'm tired of being alone. I feel like breaking up somebody's home. I know it's useless hanging on when you belong to someone else. I can't control the feeling. After all, I did not make myself. Last night I cried so hard, I believe I caught a chill. Can't stand the vibration, my heart just won't stand still. Got nowhere to turn, I'm tired of being alone. I feel like breaking up somebody's home. Got nowhere to turn, I'm tired of being alone. I feel like breaking up somebody's home. I know it's useless hanging on when you belong to someone else. I can't control my feelings. After all, I did not make myself. Got nowhere to turn. I'm tired of being alone. I feel like breaking up somebody's home. Got nowhere to turn. I'm tired of being alone. I feel like breaking up somebody's home. Got nowhere to turn. I'm tired of being alone. I feel like breaking up your home. I feel like breaking up your
Do you think that being from Northwest Indiana has in any way influenced your style or songwriting?
No, not really. Believe it or not, there's a lot of great artists that come from Indiana in general. And then just like, I think the most known is what, Mellencamp? He's like the most known, but there's so many different artists that come from Indiana. And I think people are just stuck in their head, ooh, Chicago, Nashville, Branson, Atlanta. And it's like, no, I don't think you guys fully understand. Like, you're going to find your better musicians in like these little dive bars, hole in the wall. So I don't think it's, if anybody's inspired me, it would be my local musicians most, because you wouldn't believe how their brains work or how they hear certain things. And like when you hear how they hear certain things, then you can't unhear it. And you've learned it from them. So I mean, when it comes to the writing and everything and the inspiration, it's like, if it's not me thinking weird on my own, it's definitely me thinking weird with them. So I know it's not like a real good answer, but I mean, it's just pretty much what it is.
I mean, she's been steeped in music like her whole life. Her dad's in a band, you know, a successful local band here.
My dad's side is musical. Like my uncle made a living off of playing guitar, his own little show with his own tracks that he makes. He presses play and plays guitar to his own tracks, and he's made his whole life a living doing that up in Chicago. Just solo by himself or with his friend who's a bass player. But it just, these people in my life inspire me too, and they have a lot to do with the way I write because I've grown up seeing the way that they write. And then my mom's side is musical too, but you won't see her unless it's karaoke and then she's singing and then you can't get the mic away from her.
I have witnessed that.
Yeah. It's like, can somebody else have a turn?
She's pretty good too.
And yeah, she is. And then you got people like my brother who can pick up any instrument, and it's like he's always played it, but he doesn't stick with it. It's just not his thing. He's more into his cars and everything, but which is fine.
I think it's been like I said, a mixture of all of her upbringing and experience. I mean, she's not that old to have been in a successful band for 20 years now. So, you know, she's been in that since she was a baby. So I think that, you know, the
sneaking in the bars at 17, just to sing.
Just to sing, yeah.
And you know, that's it.
And I think that's what, you know, a lot of times we get, Northwest Indiana gets swooped in with Chicago, and that's with the Blues Society. I'm definitely trying to build a strong blues foundation because we have those artists here, and it's not Chicago, it's Indiana. So I want us to be known in the region that we have strong blues. You guys just, you know, we're trying to get it out there. So, you know, I think that, you know, with the influence of the way she grew up and everything like that, I think it's just always been a part of her, and she draws from how she feels.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So this doesn't have to be a direct band influence, but what have you been listening to lately, and what has drawn you to them?
Because we just bought our house in Hobart in October, so I've been doing work around it, and when I do work around the house, I listen to people like Banks or Flurry. And because it's good music, but it's good background music. It's good listening to music.
Who
it's
are
very.
they? I don't know.
Oh, Banks. She's very. I guess she'd probably be considered like an indie artist.
Okay.
But it's just good music. And then there's other times where I'm like, I'm gonna listen to Rammstein as I'm putting a hole in this wall. It's like in renovating it, but no, more of like the laid back, Flurry stuff and Banks, definitely.
Okay, so this is a little bit of a change up in question. So we're going to get back to it after we hear another song. But I'm going to ask you, if you could be in a band with a 5-piece band with you and 4 other musicians to form a supergroup, who would you pick?
The band I have now, because we just work together.
All right,
and it's not
answer.
about like anybody's. Oh, this is so and so, or this is so and so, and let's make a supergroup. I'll be the first to say you can have so many talented musicians in one room. They're not all going to gel together, even with their playing styles, their vocalizing. Like your vocals may not gel with their vocals, and that's okay. It doesn't make you any less talented. It just means this is who I want to be with. So I would definitely say my band now for the Hunters, because I believe that it has the opportunity to go far.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. It's an easy answer. All right, so we're going to wrap things up. But before we do, can you remind us again where you can hear your album and what the EP is called and where any upcoming shows are?
All right, you got the EP of Mandalyn, and so we're Mandalyn and the Hunters. You can go to mandolynmusic.com. Make sure you put that www in front of it. For some reason, it don't work otherwise. I don't know why, but mandolynmusic.com, and we are on all streaming fields. Basically, you got whatever you Spotify, your YouTube, whatever you can stream on, we're on there. And then upcoming shows. Right now, we're focusing on the IBCs in Memphis. So when we come back, please pay attention to the Facebook page, Mandalyn and the Hunters, and we'll keep you all updated with all future shows.
Okay, cool. And then Naughty will be...
Naughty will be back at Blue Chip March 1st.
All right,
Not Blue Chip, I'm sorry.
Another
I
one.
was talking to Tom. He's the guy that books us at Blue Show. I was just talking to him this morning, so he's in my head. We will be at Hard Rock March
Got it.
1st. Hard Rock March 1st, Naughty. There we go.
Okay, I appreciate you guys coming in.
No, thank you for having us.
Oh, I have one more question. What brought you guys together? How did you guys find each other?
Me playing.
One day, oh gosh, it was like 2012. I was at Knuckleheads in Michigan City. I gotta give them a little prop for that. And I heard this crazy voice singing Barracuda from Heart. And I like stopped in my tracks.
Wait,
and I'm
is
like,
that...
what is that? I didn't even know. I'm like, who would, what? And immediately I'm like, why is this person singing in just this bar? Like,
Sure.
It stopped me in my tracks. And so actually, I was a fan of hers. And then when I decided to get involved in the business side on the blues, I saw a lot of value that could help her move forward. And that's kind of how...
Well, I mean, we became friends.
Yeah,
before
we were
that,
friends
obviously.
for a
It's
while.
like,
Yeah, before it even...
yeah, it just...
I met her in 2012, I believe.
Yeah, so-
yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't until 2019 that we started working together. But
Awesome.
Yeah, that's how we got to
Ta-da.
be. Even though we get called each other all the time.
yeah, it's like we don't see it, but okay.
Like, just because we look, have similar
Right,
body types
sure.
and features.
Yeah.
But
All right.
thank you so much for having us.
Thank
here.
you guys
I
for coming
appreciate
in.
what you guys are
Have a
doing
good day,
here.
everybody.
Bye-bye. Listen to Mandalyn and the Hunters. Coming up next, we're going to listen to Only Love Can Break Your Heart by Neil Young.